Hello, everybody, and welcome to Early Access Podcast, episode 18. I am your host, Angelo, and I hope everybody had a good weekend. It is Sunday night, and we are going to talk some indie early access video games. So, we're just going to jump into what I've been playing. So, a couple games came out. Not too many games come out on weekends, I realized. And by not too many, I mean essentially none. Almost nothing comes out Saturday and Sunday. I think literally nothing comes out Saturday and Sunday, but it's fine. Still plenty of games out there to play. So the first game I played is a free-to-play game that is in early access, came out a couple days ago. It's called March of War Face-Off. Now this is like a free-to-play card game, strategy game. You accumulate mana essentially a turn to I don't even know what they call it in this, some kind of points, basically mana to play your cards. You draw cards every turn, you place it. It's a war styled lane card game. I don't know, it's free, it's okay. People were there was some negative reviews for it at first, which I didn't quite understand. People always up their own ass about, free-to-play games with, with stores and everything. But it's free-to-play. Get what you can out of it, and then move on. If you don't like it, then don't put any money into it. It's a cute little card game, strategy game. I played a couple games online, played some people, played through the intro and everything. It's fine. It is what it is. You're going to end up either grinding a lot to get the better cards, or you're going to end up paying money for it. It's like Hearthstone. I mean, people love Hearthstone, but you don't hear too many people complaining about it being shitty free-to-play. So, I don't know, go check it out. It's free. What's the worst that happens? You don't like it, and then you uninstall. You're free. Alright, so next game, I played a shitload today. This game's called Hero Generations. Now, I played probably 7 hours of this today, something like that. I didn't do much today. Played a couple games and then played this. Let's see. How much of this did I play? Now I'm curious. Where are you, Hero Generations? There you are. 6 hours. I played 6 hours of it. So Hero Generations is it's a top-down roguelike turn-based. It's not really turn-based. Basically, what happens is you're a little guy, and you have a life expectancy, essentially. Your life expectancy is how many moves you have. So every time you take a step, it's in a grid. The whole world's a grid. Every time you take a step, it counts as 1 year. You age 1 year when you take a step. So you have a countdown timer that lets you know, this is when your character is going to die, ultimately. So what you do is, it's just like most roguelikes, where you're trying to do as much as you can in your one lifetime, and then you got to find one of these little towns in the areas, and you mate with somebody there, and you get to take some of your traits that you had, and they get put into this random gene pool, which is a bunch of cards that you choose at the end of your turn, end of your life cycle. And then you have another kid, and that kid goes on and continues in your footsteps, and you are trying to... I have no idea. I played 6 hours of it, and I got to the point where I feel like I've done almost everything there is to do. And I don't know if there's really an end game. However, it's only $12, $13, and I'm sure there's more to do. I just haven't found it. There's a couple things that I noticed that I haven't done. I know what to do, but I don't know if the circumstances were right when I did it, or if I missed it or something. It's fun, though, and it's not very expensive. It's $13. It's unique. The generation system that they're using, I've never seen anything like it before. There is some problems with the game, though. You can only have 2 items at a time. But the developers, I've seen him post in the in the forum on here, so he is actively trying to fix a lot of those problems that people were having. And the reviews are mixed right now because a lot of people were having save problems, and this isn't the kind of game that you can get away with not having saves work. Each playthrough is probably going to run you a couple hours before you die and have to start all over again. So if it's not saving, you're going to have to sit there and try to play through in one sitting. And it's not a game that I would recommend sitting down and playing that long. I tried it today, and I had to take a couple breaks doing it. But I would check it out. It's not that expensive. I think you're going to get plenty of enjoyment out of it. All right, so the last thing I played was I played a demo for this game called Titan Souls. Sorry. Now Titan Souls comes out in 2 days on the 14th. Yeah, Tuesday. So you're either buying this or you're buying Mortal Kombat X. I'll probably buy both, but yeah, I'll probably buy both. So Titan Souls is going to be $13.49. It's usually $15. It's 10% off. It's going to be 10% off when it comes out. You can actually pre-purchase it right now. I'm going to put a link for the demo in the show notes, and I'm going to put a link for the actual game in the show notes. So the demo takes place. You start off and you're in like this little courtyard, and you have to fight 3 different bosses, and then it unlocks the door, and that's the end of the demo. There's only 3 buttons. You can use your whatever console controller you have plugged into your PC. It's just you dash, you run, you can do it's like a roll, not really a dash, and then you have an arrow that you hold down the fire button, and he shoots the arrow, and then if you hold it in again when you don't have it, it brings it back to him. But you only have that one shot, and you have to pick it back up before you use it. I think this game's really awesome. It's simple, it's clean. The pixel art style is like really good. The music's really good. It's hard. It's challenging. Like you have to really think about what you're doing. For instance, the first puzzle that I did, it's a little mini boss, and you have to shoot him to start the puzzle. And so the first puzzle is a brain in an ice cube in the middle of the room, and you shoot it. And when you shoot it, it charges you. So you got to roll out of the way. And then what happens is there's buttons all around on the floor. And as the ice, like as the monster hits the button, it starts a fire in the middle of the room. So you got to melt the ice by shooting your arrow through the fire into the monster to melt the ice, and then you have to hit him again to kill him ultimately. It took me a couple of tries to figure out exactly what I was doing there, but it was satisfying. I think simple, hard puzzles like this, though, I know that's kind of contradictory, but they're like simple mechanics that are hard to execute, and I think that makes for a good gameplay, and it's simple mechanics, just the one shot, and you have to just work with your surroundings and try to outsmart the boss. It reminds me a little bit like it's just like one-on-one boss battles. I don't know if there's anything else. It seems like that's like the core of what this game is. It's about fighting these bosses and like progressing through the storyline. If the rest of the game is anything like the 3 bosses that I played, though, totally going to check this out on Tuesday. Go play the demo, see if it's something that you'd be into. I think it's a lot of fun. You should check it out. Alright, so up next is, I guess we'll hit on what's the new releases. So as I already mentioned, March of War Face Off came out, so we're going to skip that for now. So the next game is this game called Sovereignty Crown of Kings. Now, this is $25 in early access. Early access games getting over like $15. However, either if that's your cup of tea, that's your cup of tea. Excuse me. So this is game, top-down map. Looks like it takes place like fantasy. It's like a fantasy game. From what I've seen in the videos, it reminds me kind of like a Risk type game. So you got, let me see. Yeah, I mean that's basically what it is. A turn-based like strategy game that plays like Risk would play if you made it more complicated. So if it wasn't just moving your armies from territory to territory, you're also managing, a number of other things while you're doing it. It's all I can really say about it, but it just came out a couple days ago, and it's $25. It's mostly positive. People seem to be liking it. So if you're into strategy sims like that, I would check it out. All right, the last game that came out, which I actually didn't even realize this came out. I thought this came out a long time ago because I had played it before. It's this game called Strife. It's the newest free-to-play MOBA. Let's see who made this. S2 Games made this. It's another free-to-play MOBA. It's very positive. It's got 82% positive out of 275 reviews. They are charging for like starter packs and booster packs and stuff. So get $5 in gems, 3 days of boosted experience, and endgame rewards, elixir, seals. I don't remember how this game played. I played it a while ago, but I just downloaded it again, and I'm going to put another video out just to, do a refresher on what I remember of it. But if you're looking for options of a MOBA that aren't League of Legends or Dota 2, this is another free option out there. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the way it works is I think you get all the heroes. I could be wrong, but I think that's their shtick in this one. And if I remember correctly, it plays more like League of Legends than it does Dota, where like Dota for me is like kind of slow and meticulous, and then League of Legends is faster and more fluid, which is why I prefer League of Legends over Dota. But that's personal preference. It's, it is video games. Everything's personal preference. All right, so let's see. That's all that came out. So I got Titan Souls is coming up. I don't need to talk about that again. So we're going to talk about the couple games that I pulled updates for. Now, this game, Creativerse, I think I talked about it way back when I first started, like in one of the first episodes of the podcast. This game's been in early access since early access since August of last year. Let's see, it's $20. They seem to give regular updates. I believe I've talked about this in updates before. Let's see, but they just put out a really big update, and that's why I wanted to point it out. I mean, it's huge. The update is. It's going to be free to play. That's the other thing. Right now, it's $20 because they want to make sure that the people in the alpha are people that want to be in the alpha, which I like that concept, especially when they come out. It's like says it right in the description, right over by where you would buy it. It says, "Hey, this is going to be free to play when it comes out. We're only asking you to pay $20 if you want to actively help us out." It keeps it from tanking the reviews for the game, especially when it's going to be a free to play game, and it allows them to get people in there that actually want to play their game. So, Creativerse is a open world sandbox game, like think Minecraft style. There's a lot of biomes though, different territory area types. They just added 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 10 new biomes, a bunch of balance changes, new terrain. What else they got here? New blocks, 58 new blocks, new creatures, new creature variants, new craftables, new crafting materials, like just bug fixes, improvements. This is like a huge update. They said it's the biggest update they've done so far, so it's impressive. Go check that out. I think I reached out to them before. I'm not paying $20 for it personally because I just don't have the time to put into it. If they were going to send it to me to give it a look and check out all these new updates, I would totally do it. But I'm not going to just pay $20 to check it out when it's going to be free to play personally. I will check it out though when it comes off early access. All right, now, unfortunately, I have to talk about this game again. Quest event. So doing my due diligence, and I'm going to keep up with this game as it updates. So they just put out an update again on the 11th. Now, I can't even, I don't even know if it's an update. I gotta play it again. I'm gonna play it again just to see what's exactly been added to this game so far, because this update says they added level up messages. So now you'll get a message when you level up, but I guess that counts as an update. In-game updater, they put in hotkeys. Like, okay, so then, like, so now if you hit like letters on your keyboard, it corresponds to like your skill book in your inventory. I mean, it's nothing. I don't understand, excuse me, how these things are updates, but sure. And then there's new skills. There's slimes now as a new monster. There's a dungeon apparently. So this is why I'm gonna go check it out again, because there's a dungeon. There's fishing now. Apparently, to be fair, I don't know if any of this stuff was in the game beforehand, because he had the arbitrary 1 hour roadblock in there that I couldn't get through. So I'm gonna check it out again, and hopefully he proves me wrong and continues to update this game. But so far, none of these updates actually seem to be updating anything of substance. It's just UI stuff. It doesn't seem like there's any actual content being added, but who knows? Maybe I'm wrong, and he will continue to update it. All right, and as I said, yeah, the only other game coming up that I saw, actually, I will pull and double check right now and see if anything else is coming out. But the only thing I noticed that was coming out that was worth talking about was Titan Souls coming out on Tuesday. But we'll check real quick. Nope, none of these are coming out anytime soon. Some of these have been on the coming soon list for a long time. Now this game, Beam, this game came out and then went away and then came back. Beam NG Drive, and it's like popped up on the buy list, and then they took it down, and now it says May. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything. A couple new games that are coming out later in May. But yeah, that looks like about it. So that's going to do it for this episode. I'm going to thank everybody for listening, or if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for watching it on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube. Subscribe to the podcast. If you guys can do me a favor, if you're listening to the podcast, take a second and go rate the podcast, preferably 5 stars, but go rate the podcast to help me out on iTunes or wherever you're listening to it. Don't forget to go to the YouTube channel, Early Access Podcast on YouTube. Follow me on Twitter, Early Access PC, and click through the Amazon banner at earlyaccesspodcast.com. Blah, blah, blah. Use it to buy your stuff. Helps me out and doesn't cost you anything extra.